So Gavin Newsom is deciding to fold and call on Donald Trump to help because of how bad all of this looks. He decided to go on Pod Save America to basically politicize this whole thing that he's been saying, please don't politicize. He's been getting the blame, and millions of people are arguing that he should be out of here, including one like Stephen A. Smith.
They got to go.
They got to go. You know what? They got to go. I don't give a damn if they do. After what I've seen last week, they got to go. I'm done. I'm done, Kevin. I'm done.
Sometimes there are natural disasters you can't do a damn thing about. When a hurricane hits your house down in Florida, what can you do? Are you yelling at the politicians to stand out there and stop the winds?
Kev, I'm not going off about the fires. The fires is not their fault. But when firefighters are standing there and saying there's not enough water in the fire hydrant.
That's true.
When Donald Trump asked for water to be pumped from Canada into the LA system, and Gavin Newsom opposed that. When you're hearing about environmentalists compelling him to protect smelt and little fish and salmon at the expense of LA citizens, of California citizens, Kevin, I don't need much else than that. I just don't. Maybe you're nicer than me. Maybe I'm too cruel. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Now, what's crazy about this interview that I'm going to show you is that this was filmed today. He put it out there, and he's calling on Donald J. Trump, and he's folding. Now, should Donald Trump help Gavin Newsom, or should Donald Trump really just campaign to get this guy out of here? Because I think it's time. I want you to take a listen to the kind words now that he has over the fact that now he's being called out not only by Trump, that this is his fault, but by millions and millions of Americans, including Americans that live in California and outside of California. Take a listen.
I was the pool reporter with you back in 2018 after the Woolsey fire, when you came and visited with President Trump and then Governor Brown. I know you just put out a letter asking President-elect Trump to come here. What's your main message to him?
I'd like the President of the United States, at least the President-elect, to come and visit. The people out here, his lives have been completely torn apart. I want him to visit and understand the magnitude of this scope, what happened to the American people that happen to reside here in California. And it's with an open hand, not a closed fist. And I'm not interested in politicizing an event like this. I don't like the banality of it. I don't like the inhumanity of that. I would like people to focus on a collaboration between the executive in Washington, D.C. and in the state of California to help rebuild a community that's been completely ravaged.
We know we've seen some public back and forth, but have you two talked about this?
No.
And have you reached out to him?
I just reached out today, specifically. Correct.
And he's not returning your call?
Alec, I just reached out to the President of the United States. We invited him to come here. I worked very well, as you know. You made that point as it relates to the Woolsey fire and the Camp Fire when we first met, ironically. We worked very well during COVID.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Gavin Newsom basically saying that he wants now to work with Donald J. Trump, specifically because he's the president-elect. But the craziest part is he's inviting Donald J. Trump. We're on January 11th. Donald Trump doesn't even get inaugurated yet for probably another 9 days from now. So it's very crazy to see and very bizarre that he's not inviting the current president of the United States. But that lets you know exactly where he's at. He's panicking because, again, millions of people are waking up to the fact that he's a horrible governor, and the fact that the fire chief just got eliminated and fired because she stood out against the mayor of LA. And this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. What's crazy about it, he says he doesn't want to politicize this event, but there's actual video proof of a podcast that he did today politicizing this event, and also sounding very confused as to why people would want to hear from him. I want you guys to take a look at this video. We'll take a look at it together, but it's pretty damning evidence that it just shows that this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Again, here we go. Let's take a look at this. And here he is with Obama's boys. Let's take a look.
And what happens in LA isn't always going to come across your desk, but also the ultimate. You're ultimately responsible as the governor of the state.
Of course. I want to know the answers. So I'm the governor of California. I want to know the answer. I've got that question. I can't tell you about how many people. What happened?
He wants to know the answer. You're the governor. You don't know the answers to what's going on. Ron DeSantis knows the answers in Florida. Or if he doesn't know them, he's not going to go somewhere and say he doesn't know them. He's going to find them because he's the governor.
my own team saying what happened, and I want to get the answers. And I'll be candid with you, I wasn't getting straight answers.
Yeah.
I watched the press conference. I met with some of those leaders. We had my team start talking to local leaders, saying what's going on. Our state,
and you weren't getting straight answers from.
I was getting
leaders.
different answers, and so for me, that's not a story. When you start getting different answers, then I'm not getting the actual story, and they're assessing it, and I get that as well. You have to, a little bit of grace. Back to the point, we're in this emergency environment and everything else. So I just want to determine the facts, but no one has any patience anymore. In this weaponized, back to the grievance of Trump, everyone else, there's immediacy, and lies travel the proverbial world, and it's hard to get the facts out there unless you have the backing of those facts and you can communicate it.
So what is he saying right now? He's saying that there's misinformation. Again, this is what Democrats do most of the time. I'm going to show you exactly what Democrats do as well, because Elizabeth Warren just got caught doing something that's expected, but again, very still shocking that she would do it in plain sight and get caught here. But again, to Gavin Newsom's point, there's a reason why he's reaching out to Donald Trump now, specifically knowing that Donald Trump hasn't even been inaugurated yet. But yes, he is the president-elect. He will be president very short coming. But for him to go on this podcast and politicize this event and saying that there's misinformation everywhere, no, the information is that firefighters were trying to get water out of the fire hydrants and they couldn't. The facts are already out there, and you're very mad that people found them, and now you want to battle it some way. How? Oh, I have to battle these facts, these lies with my facts. Well, in reality, man, you're done. You're cooked, and now you want to work with Donald Trump. Now the question should be: should Donald Trump really be? I know Trump. A lot of people claim that Trump is a bad guy or this, that, and the third. Well, I'm gonna be honest, child. Trump is gonna work with this guy. It's just who Trump is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so to crazier news coming out of all of this nonsense madness. Here is Elizabeth Warren just got caught trying to scam. This is another story, but this is also related to this. Once again, here is Elizabeth Warren basically saying to help support the communities around LA being devastated by wildfires. By the way, they're still happening right now. She says, can you split a donation between the Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation and the United Way of Greater Los Angeles? 100% of your donations will go directly to these organizations. Now, what's wrong with this? I'm going to show you what's wrong with this. And we have a crazy fact check here under her post by ex-fact checkers. They said this is not a link to charity. It is a link to a Democrat fundraising platform. They take 3.95, so basically 4%, excuse me. They take 4% of all transactions. This is, you can go to secure.actblue to figure this out. It says here, you can donate directly to these charities, Los Angeles County Fire Department Foundation, at their own website. So she's trying to get you to donate through the website of ActBlue. Excuse me. I'm still a little sick. And then they also have, so whatever she's trying to get you to donate to two, right? It says here, the Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation and the United Way of Greater Los Angeles. She's trying to get you to donate through an ActBlue website that takes money, a percentage, and then goes to these. When you can just independently go to their websites and donate directly to them instead of having Democrats take 4% of the money. That's crazy. That just happened. That just happened right now as I'm speaking. Before making this video, I knew of this, and I just had to show you guys. Because what Democrats are doing right now is that they're getting caught in a lot, and they're getting caught in scandals that are hard to believe. But then again, come on, it's really not that hard to believe, ladies and gentlemen. So you can go find this yourself on X platform, aka Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it nowadays. Of course, it's X, but people, you still have to go to twitter.com to find it. So unbelievable stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Also, another story coming out of this it's been like 5 reports already, but I'm going to show you this one right here. This is the police arresting an arsonist who was trying to set something on fire. Again, there have been like 20 arsonists linked to all of this. We saw one yesterday be arrested. There was a report coming out of it as well. So we're still getting facts on all of this. But yes, this man was arrested. Also, citizens were caught basically doing a citizen's arrest on an arsonist as well. And then Mel Gibson also spoke about that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not looking good for California. A lot of things are being exposed. Arsonists, not only arsonists, but politicians basically throwing themselves in the flames. It's about to be a very interesting 2026 when these primaries happen. And ladies and gentlemen, you got to make a decision on what it is that you want America to look like from now on, because, man, do we have crazy elections coming up in California that I'm very interested to see what the people of California actually do this time, or are they just going to still be with the same program that is these people? So make sure to smash the like button. Let me know what you guys think. Should Trump work with Gavin Newsom, or he should just cut the funding of California until he is replaced? That is a question that is on the internet right now. Make sure to smash the like button. I'll see you guys on the next one.